Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more surviving Mars Green Planet. We're in the middle of a dust storm, or well, probably the tail end of one, so we're in an interesting spot right now. We've got a rocket in orbit which we need to go ahead and get back down to the planet and then shuttle all the way back to Earth. We need to get some of our buildings up and running. We are running a slight deficit, but I believe our stores are more than sufficient. It looks like we have well and truly enough. In fact, yeah, I think we are very well sorted, including our little expansions. So, let's get going. Now, the first thing I see here is we have a job that is, well, an unemployed person right now. So let's go ahead and fix that. I think that is an important thing for us. Right now, I think there's here's a spot in the electronics factory. Let's go ahead and allow other workers as well. That job should be filled up, and that will mean we should be able to improve our production of electronics, which is something that is running out at this stage. Alright, well, it also looks like we have about a day's worth of machine parts at this stage. That is not necessarily fantastic, but I think if everything goes well, our production should keep us ahead of where we are. Ahead of where we need to be, so I think we're safe in that regard. But yeah, we'll just let things go. So, let's see. Got some, oh right, yes. My brand new dome for our research dome that we're going to get started. We forgot to rename this thing. That is right. So, let's go ahead and we're going to call this the Emerald Dome. It was suggested by one of our viewers, and yeah, it just so happened to be on my pre-generated list of names. So let's go ahead and use that one. I think that is perfect. Let's go ahead and get that sorted. So we have Emerald, Jade, and Ruby. That should be fairly good. Okay, so now comes the question. How long have we got? 7 hours. Well then, let's go ahead and speed up some time. I think that's probably the best thing for us. So I was also informed in between videos that apparently one of these missions up here I completely ignored and I did not understand. So we do have a high-speed comm satellite. Apparently I must have glanced over this a little too quickly, but this will increase our sponsor research in exchange for constructing and launching an advanced communication satellite. So that outcome of 400 science is added on to our sponsor, so that will go from 200 up to 600, and realistically that is a very worthwhile project for us to go for. So at some point we definitely will go ahead and aim for that. We'll just see when that is. So there are a couple of options as far as all that is concerned. When the dust storm drops and we can go ahead and send off the caravel again, there's either the opportunity to bring in some more people, or there's the opportunity to potentially, well, depending on how much money we have, go ahead and try and get that mission sorted. So we'll see how that all goes. Alright, but first things first, let's go ahead and get that thing landed so we do not miss out on any time. And apparently our missing rover has, well, the dust storm is over, so let's see what has occurred. The satellite image shows our missing rover completely shut down and covered in a pile of red Martian dust. From what we can tell from the cameras, the rover had suffered critical malfunction. We have no idea of how it ended up on its current location. Okay, we need to send a drone. That is, for all intents and purposes, nice and easy for us to save. That is quite close by, so let's go ahead and find a little drone. Hang on a second. What you doing, buddy? Not quite. Let's see if we can find a drone that has better battery. Let's see. What are you doing? Nothing. Alright, that seems good enough. We'll send you. Let's go ahead and repair. That's a nice, easy job for them to do. They should have enough power, and as long as we get there and repair it, I don't think we're going to have any penalties, because then the commander should be able to recharge it. So let's see how that goes. Alright, so what have we got here? We have gathering exports, refueling. We have enough of each, which is very nice. We're also in the clear with our water production and oxygen production. So let's go ahead and let's re-enable our refinery. We still have plenty of power, I believe. Let's just double check. Yeah, we have more than enough. Let's go ahead and turn that fuel refinery back on. Make sure that once our ship tries to return, we can send it off again. Oh, and more to do with the missing rover. Let's check in again. The repairs are complete. Our rover lights and telemetry spring to life. The rover is up and running once more. Its sensors have captured a ton of data on the dust storms and the most extreme conditions of the Martian environment. The rover's telemetry has granted us 5,000 science.
Research
well, that
complete.
is just brilliant. Let's go ahead and get that back to base. Let's see. So that has completed our nuclear fusion. Okay, so now we're not going to have any more power issues as long as we have people. Right, but that should also mean we have new technologies to look at. What have we got here? Oh, trib electric scrubbing. Okay, well, you know what? I think this is going to be the thing. We've been looking for this for oh so long. It is a very expensive science, but we do have it. So let's go ahead and let's control and click. We'll send that to the top of the to-do pile. Let's see, we should... Hang on a second, do we get a reduction? Yes, we do. Okay, so that is with the 18% cost reduction, which is very nice. But that's still going to take us quite some time. So, let's see, what is the estimations there? 12 days remaining. Wow, okay. Well, that's going to take us quite some time, but that's alright. That is fine. We have plenty to do in the meantime, and we don't exactly have a whole stack of electronics standing around to build up a few more, so yeah, we'll get that sorted. Alright, so let's just double check. This is almost finished and ready to launch. So now that that is ready, let's go ahead and make some money. Let's return you to Earth. And then what else can we do? We need some maintenance there. Oh, we've run out of machine parts. Well, that's not quite right. That's a little awkward. We're also low on polymers. Yeah, polymer maintenance. We don't have any growth there. Okay, let's quickly check the map. Is there any polymers on the ground that we might potentially be able to send our transport rover to find? Not quite as good as I was hoping. Yeah, we're not finding any polymers, it seems. Yeah, okay, so that's a little bit of an issue. We're getting a 30% boost from the sensor towers, so that's at least nice with our scanning. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much of what we're after. Okay, I think we're potentially going to need to do a quick resupply. Yeah, we're not going to get the building built fast enough to catch up to our demand. Okay, whoopsie daisies. Oh, and you know what? Let's just go ahead and continue scanning. That's fine. Okay, so let's see. We're running out of polymers. I guess we needed a couple here for our Emerald Dome. That's right, that was not quite running as it should. Oh, deep metals. Oh, that's nice. That could be good. We will need new tech for that, but that's okay. Let's see. Do we just go ahead and preemptively get a couple of machine parts and polymers? Alright, well, let's see. How long will this take us? So, the Caravel can go ahead and launch. Alright, so that's taking off and doing its thing. How long is it estimated to take to get back to Earth? I would assume that it's at least, what, 2 sols? Let's see. If we go resupply... No, it doesn't really tell us. Okay, so let's go ahead and... I think maybe some of our numbers aren't quite right with as far as our productions are concerned. So let's go ahead and send 10 million... 10 machine parts. And maybe a couple of polymers as well. And then at that point, we've only spent half its payload. Is it really worth more? Is there anything that's particularly worth going for? Oh, we could even pick up some orbital probes for 50 million apiece. That's actually relatively cheap. We could order up a couple and just speed up the scanning process and see if we could find some extra anomalies. That could help us out scientifically as well. But, oh, wait a second. While we're here, before we do go ahead and do this, we need more electronics for that satellite mission. So, it looks like we can order 50, which is half of what we need. That'll cost us $1 billion. Technically, we could purchase enough if we went ahead and filled up a rocket instead of people. Tempting, but I don't think that's quite what we go for. I think we're going to go for some more people. Keep our economy up and running. So let's go for a couple of machine parts. Let's go with 15 of these, and then there we go. I think that should be relatively fine. Yeah, in fact, you know what? We have more. Let's just go ahead and send 10 and 15. That's half its weight, but that's good enough. The extra billions of dollars will give us that threshold just in case. Although, hang on a second, no. We're going to get an extra supply, so we could really spend more. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do just a little bit extra. Right, that should do. Let's go ahead and launch that. That'll be fine. That way we have a nice little overlap just in case. It says we're running short on food, but I don't think that that's truly the case. We have our farm that's starting to work on another round of potatoes. We also have a new farm out over here that is also working on some more food. We'll go ahead and make sure that they're working as hard as possible just to get the best quantity of food. And I think we're going to go... You know, let's have a bit of a look at the crops and make a decision. So, let's see. Wheat will get us 17 food in 2 days. I think potatoes is better in the long term. Yeah, soybeans not quite as good. Although it does increase the soil quality, and then there is seed crops as well, but that's not really what we're after right now. You know what? I think we're going to stick with the soybeans and wheat for a little bit. Yeah, get a slightly faster turnaround. So, yeah, 5 days here, 2 days there. I think that is decent enough. So every week we'll be getting about 50, and the soil quality shall go up. Yep, okay. So we're going to run with that. Power is doing okay. We are still losing out on a little bit, but nothing too serious. Let's just check. Water towers are refilling. Let's go ahead and see. What have we got? Water production and demand. Okay, you know, we could probably afford to turn off one of our moisture evaporators, and that'll be the difference with the power. So let's go ahead and just turn this one off. That'll be fine. There we go. That was one of the ones that doesn't give us the best return anyway. So that'll be all good there. Let's see, how else are we going? Oh yeah, we also have the rare metals refinery. Right, we could have always turned that off as well. We've almost got enough for another 2 shipments of exports, so that is rather good. Yes, we're going through some rock waste, which is nice. We have a fairly solid supply. In fact, one thing we might end up doing is let's add a new storage up over here. Let's go with a large dumping site, just to be on the safe side. We'll pop that there. There we go. Desired amount of 0. That should be fine. And what else can we do? Yeah, I think that's going to be fairly good for now. Everyone seems to be fairly happy with our work situation. Yeah, so we're almost halfway to Earth. That's not too bad. We're about to get the extra payload, which is very nice. That should get here just in time. And then let's go ahead and continue scanning. And we'll see if we can find anything else that's rather notable. Yeah, now we do have the extra rare metals. Oh no, sorry, never mind. We have the extra rare metals over here. Technically, because of our breakthrough where we don't need to have it staffed to get half building performance, we could technically add that into the network, and I think that would help. But right now, that's not really an issue. We have more than enough rare metals, so I think we're going to leave it be for now. What do we got going on here? Let's go ahead and salvage that too. All of those parts should be more than enough. Yeah, our production is ever so slightly behind on those machine parts. That's where our trouble's coming on in. It does say it should produce 3 per day, but it looks like that's not quite right. Our electronics are still increasing, I think. It's close, but we should be fine. Food is low, but again, we have so much stored in our surface buildings, I don't think that there's any issues there. Although, I think... Hang on a second. Oh no, we are meant to have food here, so that should be fairly good for these guys. They'll have access to things. Still need that infirmary and the grocer. You know what, for now, let's just go ahead and turn these off at night. That'll be fine. That should be a-okay. Yeah. Alright, so we've got some crops coming along. That's good. That's working there. We're making plenty of science. That is excellent. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. That is good enough for now. Alright, so the real question is, how many people can we really afford? Oh, but those anomalies. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's go... Explorer. Let's go ahead and get the science first, and then we'll search for the new techs. There we go. And then we'll get you to come back to base. Alright, so that'll be very helpful. But, yeah, I think... Let's see. We have another couple of spaces in here. We can fit another 7 people. We can fit another 8 people there, so that's up to 7 and 8. That makes 15. And another 12, so yeah, more than we can carry in a single payload. Well, in a single passenger trip anyway. So I think that's going to be what we go for. We'll try and make sure that we stay on top of our machine parts. We'll try to boost up some of our electronics. And then I think we'll also try and build our polymer factory. Yeah, I think that's going to be what we go for. Alright, so... Alright, there's our funding, there is our ship. Let's go ahead and we will resupply. Let's have a look and see what kind of passengers we can send. So, geologists, not super useful right about now. We'll get rid of them. Officers could be useful. Do we need another botanist? You know what, not right now. We have enough as it stands. Let's see. Scientists are nice, but again, not quite what we're after. Let's get rid of them. Let's see. No specialization. That could be useful. We're not going to have a senior. Senior's definitely not what we're after right now. So let's get rid of them. A medic could still be useful, so I think we'll keep her. Let's see, no specialization, that could also be rather nice. You know what, we could also potentially go for another officer. We haven't used any of those specializations yet, but we might in the future. Yeah, I think we drop the scientists for now. We'll keep the engineer, that's what we definitely need. So I think unless they're particularly good, we drop them? Yeah, okay, so that's 7 people. Let's go ahead and search for engineers. Nerd and melancholic. Yeah, I suppose that's a possibility. Let's see, survivor and religious, that's a good combo. Gambler's not great, but again, if we don't have casino, she can't be gambling, so that's nice. Let's see. Enthusiast, middle-aged. You know what, at the moment, we just need as many people to work in the factories as possible. We can always come back for that. And then... Yep, fit sounds fairly good. Rugged will also work. Religious, sure. Anybody else? So I do have a couple of what do we call it, filters at the moment. So yeah, we're avoiding the worst of things. I can't remember exactly, but I'm assuming that we can fill out the majority of our ship. I don't think I particularly care too much about changing it. I believe that there is a there's a boost for looking for the sexy trait. Same with the is it the nerd? Yeah, I think it's also a nerd, and maybe I don't know, something else. But either way, let's see, what else have we got? So we've got, let's see, 1 medic, 4 no specialized, 8 engineers. 8 engineers is probably enough. Let's go with maybe another medic. We have been a little bit short on some of those, so let's make sure that we bring you along. Where are you? There we go. We'll get that done, and then maybe we go for a couple of no specializations as well. Yeah, go from 4, and then we'll go up to 6. You know what? No, let's go all the way up to 8. 8 should be sufficient, and then that leaves us with 3 more people. We could go for some scientists, for some extra science, and I think that seems like the most beneficial thing for us. So let's go through who we have and see if there's anyone particularly good. Fit could be good. Let's see, we also have maybe not a gambler. Where are we at? Oh, religious, vegan, and rugged. That's not bad. Sure, we'll happily take that. And then vegan could also be good. I think they get extra bonuses from what is it, the gardens and whatever else. And we normally have a decent amount of them around. A gamer, no, not exactly too fantastic again. Enthusiast isn't too bad. In fact, you know what? Yeah, let's go with the enthusiast and composed. That's not bad. And then we can do one more. Let's send a... Yeah, there we are. That seems very good. We'll go with Rafaela. I think that's going to be the best one that we've got. Yeah, there we go. Extra comfort from gardens, as well as the sanity loss. Oh, right, yes. And it wasn't vegan, it was hippie. But either way, that is fine. That's everyone we need. 3 scientists. That's an extra shift in one of our labs. We've got some extra medics. And hang on a second. It says there's 3. We could really do with a medic if we could find it, so I'll just double check that I didn't miss anything before we send them back to Mars. Or, well, send them off to Mars. Alright, I think potentially... Yeah, maybe it was one of the seniors, but I think that'll be good enough. Let's go ahead and launch. I'm fairly happy with this. Yes, that will increase the amount of food that we are consuming, but with these two farms, I think that'll be more than enough to keep up with our needs. Not to mention, we also have, as we get our soil quality growing, that will also save us from a whole stack of trouble. Alright, let's see. Oh yes, one other thing. I do apologize if the audio is a little bit funky in this video. I've had some issues with things of late, and I've had to change some things, and so, yeah, every now and again I forget, and hopefully I haven't been going too far away from my mic. Yeah, but either way, hopefully that's all good. Let's go ahead and turn off the... We're going to turn off the rare metals refinery. I think that makes a fair bit of sense. We need to start building back up our accumulators. Not that they've really been hurt too much, but we do definitely want to make sure that we have enough capacity in a bad situation. And apparently, we're ever so slightly down on water. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn back on the other one. Where were you? Over here. Alright, that should also change everything. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this anomaly.
Someone joked we found kryptonite. It was because of the greenish-yellow hue of the beryl crystals.
The contrast with the red Martian dust made them appear almost alien. Even if they wouldn't make any of the colonists superhuman, they would surely give us almost supernatural powers. Our plans at Mission Control included the introduction of a long-term nuclear energy solution for the growing colony, and the beryllium that we would produce from these minerals would be an immense help in this difficult mission. It would encase the nuclear fuel rods of our nuclear reactors in beryllium and make good use of its incredible mechanical, chemical, and nuclear properties. Alright, research of physics tech dropped by 10%. That is fantastic timing. So that now puts us even further ahead on our triboletric scrubbing. That saves us a good 2,000 science. Yeah, let's just have a look. Yeah, minus 28%. That is brilliant. I don't think I could have ever asked for that. That is so very nice. So we'll let that be. That is a fantastic event to get. Hopefully we find some other good techs here. That should be fine. But I think... Oh, you know what? Maybe we should try and get at least maybe one more moisture vaporator. Actually, in fact, let's just double check. Have all of the moisture vaporators... wait a second. All of the moisture vaporators, they do have the hydroscopic coating. I do just need to double check that. I do think that that is the case. Yeah, okay, so it is. So I think we're going to be, bouncing back and forth. We have the right amount of water production for now. When the fuel refinery turns off every now and again, that'll save us a little bit of extra water. And then when we use a slightly more water-consuming crops, we should be able to, we should be able to balance that out. Okay, in fact, it looks like we have enough no matter which way we go. So that's really good to see. That's very nice. Let's also double check our, let's see, not our RC commander, but our transport. It's probably been sitting around and not picking up some extra metals. Let's go ahead and send him down. Okay, no, let's just make sure that we've collected everything around us. Alright, and we'll just make our way across until we find any resources. Okay, Sector A4. Oh, wait a second, that's not quite right. There we go. A4. Let's go ahead and get our transport to pick up all resources. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, so that should be all good. Let's just double check that there are actually resources around. Was it? No? Oh no, there they are. There are the metals that we were wanting. Okay, so that's all very good. Let's go ahead and start collecting those. We have a very sizable metals collection, so that's nice. New techs are available for research. Let's go ahead and see what they are too. So what have we got? Fusion reactor upgrade. Auto regulator reduces the amount of workers necessary. That's remarkably nice for extra power, so that's definitely on the list. And then it looks like we also have Martian copyrights. I think that's the next one for us. Yeah, oh no, maybe, no, never mind, it was domeless farming. There we are. Okay, so that's the other new one that we've got. That should also be really good at being able to get extra food just in case we need it. But I think that's fairly good. So we're going to leave that being where it is. A couple of buildings aren't working, but that's okay. I'm not really too concerned at this stage. Power seems to be doing just perfectly. Oh, and yeah, let's make sure we land our people before they starve in orbit. Yes, that would be very detrimental to our ongoing mission if we leave them up there. Okay, so We're going to have to shuffle people around, I'm sure. Yeah, we're going to have a few homeless people.
Have arrived.
Yep, there we go. Let's make sure that you are... You know what? Yeah, we can go ahead and send you again for more money, and you know what? We could even probably pick up the resources necessary for that satellite mission. Yes, okay, I think that's going to be our game plan. We'll shuffle that off there soon. Let's just quickly check some of our living situations. We're going to go ahead and we're opening up our machine parts factory even further. We're going to go ahead and unlock these jobs as well. And I think it's time that we go ahead and get that polymer factory up and running. So let's put this... let's put the job in between both of them. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. That way we should be in range of our engineers in either location. Let's go. Yeah, let's go right about there. That should be fun. Let's also make sure that it is connected. Yes, that uses a little bit of power, but again, that's not exactly a huge concern of ours. And if we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, we can easily, actually, hang on a second. We can just tie it in along those lines. There we are, okay. And that way that doesn't stop us from building any more wind turbines if necessary. Alright, that is going to be very good. Let's see, we're going to need some scientists there. That's fine. Let's go ahead and... where have we got people hanging around? What? I'm unemployed. You're an engineer. Okay, so you should start working there. Actually, it looks like we have a couple of engineers, so let's move you over to here. And we'll do the same with the other one. That is... oh no. Hang on a second. We need to find a job somewhere. I'm sure there's people where they shouldn't be at this stage. Geologist or a scientist? You know what? Yeah, let's take the scientist and we'll shuffle you over to here. Oh, bother. Come on, let's get people out of that water reclamation tower. You don't need to be there. You, my friend, let's go ahead and assign to a new building. We'll assign you over here. And then let's go ahead. Another homeless person. Okay, we can fix that because we're going to take the other scientist. Yep. And we're also going to shuffle you off over there. That should be fairly good. Yeah, we do have a couple more people who are unemployed, but she should go to the water tower. This engineer will be able to work at the polymer factory. That one is a specialist. Let's just double check. Let's kick out the... Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and let some people work again. There we go. Yeah, people might shuffle around. I think that should be good. Alright, where were we? Apartment. Nope. Unemployed. Okay, and a scientist. Okay, you then need to shuffle off over here. Okay, so I think we should be fine.
Resources are low.
We might need to move a couple of engineers from one place to another. It does look like we've certainly increased our electronics production, which is very good. That should pan out rather nicely. We can get this up and running as well. Yes, that'll cost us a little bit of water, but in the long run, I don't think that is too much of a concern. And I think, you know what? Let's just go ahead and send off our shuttles straight away, make some more money. And we will try... we're going to try to go ahead and get the resources necessary for the satellite and that extra science generation. So that should be good. We'll come back with that in tomorrow's episode, so if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning into the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.